And good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the Savannah Sports Report, hosted by the coach, Karl DeMasi. Yes, it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network because Coach's Corner sponsors the show. Glad you could be here. It's Wednesday night, July 23rd. I'm excited about the guest tonight. We got a really big show, and no, I'm not Coach's Corner tonight. They got a little engagement going on, a party going on in the Sound Garden. So instead of making the trek down there to Coach's Corner, I decided to stay in my man cave in my little room right here that I call my office. Okay, so I'm just excited to be here. Okay, great show, 3 great guests. Okay, once again, first segment's always what I call 3 steps in the door. That's why I talk about sports related to youth, high school, college, and pro first. And then my first guest, who's going to be a regular, okay, former football player of mine at Islands High School, former student, now has an unbelievable website or page, Instagram page or a YouTube channel. It's called 912_Suspence, SUSPENCE. So if your computer changes it to an S, make sure you get the right spelling. But he's got over 5,000 followers on his YouTube channel. He does great video of high school sports. It's not just football, it's basketball, middle school, wherever you can get. We'll be talking to Spencer Waldon from 912_Suspence. Okay. First show, we talked about what he plans on doing. Tonight, we're going to break down scrimmages. What scrimmages mean to people. You go to Instagram, you read his stories, his reels, people posting comments. It's a big deal. So we're going to have him break that down about 7:15. And at about 7:30, we're going to bring on who I call the voice of Georgia High School, Jon Nelson from the Georgia Public Broadcasting Sports Department. He's been a regular here in Georgia, in the United States, for over 25 years. He focuses on Georgia high school sports. He also now is a big soccer guru, so we'll talk to him about that. But he's going to break down the Coastal Empire, what he thinks it's going to be like for our local schools, because the man knows everything about every school in the state, I think. So Jon Nelson, Georgia Public Broadcast Sports journalist, coming on at 7:30. Then at 7:45, we'll have our usual Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. This young man made waves last year, coming in, filling in for a 4-star quarterback who went on to Tennessee, Jake Merkelingen from Calvary Day School. Now he's the starting quarterback again. He's going into his 2nd season. Had an unbelievable season as a sophomore, so I'm looking forward to him being, unbelievable as a junior. He's also got a preseason recognition, a preseason All-State recognition. I'm excited about talking to James Mobley IV. If you didn't know, he's also a state baseball champion. Plays center field for Calvary Day School's baseball team. And then I'll wrap it up with Karl's Corner, and we'll call it a show. I know if my man Lawrence Bennett is watching, hey, Lawrence, we're definitely going to break a Bennett hour tonight. I'm going to call it a Bennett hour, okay? Lawrence Bennett is the producer of the other show on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, and that's, of course, Rubbin' and Grubbin' with the Atlanta man, Brandon Bain. Talk all things NASCAR. They went on about 5 o'clock tonight. If you go to YouTube, go to Rubbin' and Grubbin', you can see what the show's all about. They rubbing against NASCAR information, NASCAR races, and they're grubbing the food from Coach's Corner. So check it out. All right. So as I say every week, it's 3 steps in the door. Okay. So let me put my PowerPoint up here. Well, my graphics, so you guys don't get bored. That's me. That's right. Cartoon carrying me with my new logo, Savannah Sports Report. You got to love it. You got to love it. But this is where we break down high school, youth sports, then college and pro that relate to the Savannah area. So welcome to the Savannah Sports Report. Let's jump into 3 steps in the door. First one up, of course, is we're going to talk about what's going on in youth and high school sports, youth and high school highlights. Go to the prepsportsreport.com. You see the content images right there. A full week of great reporting. Nathan Dominance, Stephen Weeks, yours truly, Jeff Mola. Just a lot of information going on. And I got a big shout out goes to the 6th straight national championship won by the Forest City Gun Club Juniors. Okay, 6 straight years. All right, the Scholastic Clay Target Program, Nationals out in Ohio, 6 straight years. Nathan Dominance just put together. I put up a little blurb when they won it on Saturday or Sunday. Nathan Dom's got the complete breakdown of all the kids that won or finished in certain spots. Of course, thanks to Nick Garitis and, of course, all the other people there at Forest City Gun Club for getting us that information. And check it out. It'll be up there tomorrow. But once again, the Forest City Gun Club Juniors, or they call it the Forest City Juniors shooting program, 6 straight national championships. Unbelievable from good old Savannah, Georgia. Okay, we had 8 Savannah football players named to the preseason All-State team by another Georgia Public Broadcasting sports journalist. He is the play-by-play for football Friday nights in Georgia when they do their games, and that's Matt Stewart. He's an Emmy awarding reporter, but you got to love it. Check out the story. James Mobley, quarterback, preseason All-State. Lawson Bentley, the only junior on his team from that 3A, 1A private school sector. Okay, he's an offensive lineman, 6'4", 285 pounds. Then Emerson Lewis, who's been a cornerstone as a defensive back for the Cavaliers, along with Braxton Bell, who's been all-world, whether it's in the backfield, the defensive backfield, the offensive backfield. Pretty special. And, of course, we got 2 Savannah Christian linemen, Jordan Dillon, who I had on last week. Check it out. Go to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's where I put these posts up here, and I'll throw it up there. Help the coach out. All right. Subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. Okay, go right ahead. I got the ticker running there on the bottom. Jordan Dillon, junior, offensive lineman, and JT Howell, senior, offensive lineman from Savannah Christian. And then we got 2 Savannah Country Day standouts. Hayes Beaver, which has over almost 200 tackles in his career, or 191, and then at linebacker. And then Cash Ramirez as a special team kicker. You got to check it out. 14 out of 23 field goals last year. 47 was his long. So big shout out to these guys. Okay, you got to love it. All right. At Savannah State, there are over 7,000 elite athletes, track athletes there for the USATF National Junior Olympics Track and Field Championships. Check it out. I haven't got any results yet, but I will make sure I get all the results of the people or the athletes that pertain or have some kind of connection to the Coastal Empire. Then St. Andrews broke ground. St. Andrews out there on Wilmington Island broke ground for a new facility, turf facility, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, you name it. Whatever you need a turf field for, it's going to be out there. Go check it out. It's on phenomenal. Then got to talk about not one, but I think 6 or 8. Let me I want to make sure I get this straight. Okay, let me get this straight. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Richmond Hill High School, okay, track stars going on to the next level, okay. Billy Cunningham committed to Montana State University. Ben Hall is going to Augusta. Carly Hodges going to Augusta State. Kobe Mitchell also going to Augusta State. So 3 of them going to Augusta State. Pretty special. All right, then we got Macomb Inying going to Howard. Sally Moore going to the University of South Carolina at Beaufort. And then Santonio Rio, of course, let me get this right because I can't see it, is Santonio Rio is going to, all right. Okay, where's Santonio here? Okay, Clayton State University, okay, Clayton State. So check it out. It's on the Prep Sports Report. And I forgot to mention, let me go back one slide. The ladies over at St. Vincent's Academy, okay, went up to the Georgia Tech volleyball team camp week before the season opens up, okay, and they captured the gold bracket. They did not lose a game. 4 straight wins, but on Friday they worked on individual skills. On Saturday they worked on team skills. Saturday night they played 2 games to get into a bracket. They won both, got to the gold bracket. They won both games. So congratulations to St. Vincent Academy Saints for winning the gold bracket tournament at the Georgia Tech team volleyball camp. And Georgia Tech is one of the best college volleyball programs in the United States. Okay, now let's get to college media days. Okay, Georgia Tech went today. Their pick to fix finish, I think 6th. Okay, Georgia Tech, where are they picked to finish? They're picked to finish 8th, okay? But besides preseason low picks, okay, the last 2 years, they were picked to finish like 10th and 12th. They finished 4th both years, okay? Coach Brent Key credits the identity that this program has now picked up under his leadership, Georgia Tech alum. Okay, the team GPA is 3.03, best ever. They knocked off multiple top 10 teams, and I think they have one of the toughest non-conference schedules in the United States. There's big upgrades to the football facilities. Of course, Bobby Dowd stadium renovations. 18 starters return, including quarterback Haynes King. Over 85% of them are back on offense. The AC Media poll picks them to finish 8th. Don't count the Yellow Jackets out. They're pretty good. And Brent Key has done a great job. Now, we had Georgia Southern at the Sun Belt Media Day. Now, I know they were picked to finish 2nd in the East Division. Coach Clay Helton gave his comments, but nothing's been written about it yet. They got returning playmakers back. They got their quarterback back. The off-season focus was on depth and consistency. They're changing the offense to more of a spread offense. So expect Georgia Southern to do fairly well. So we had Georgia picked number 2, Savannah State picked number 6. Georgia Southern is picked to finish 2nd in the East Division, and Georgia Tech is predicted to finish 8th. I don't think that's going to happen, okay? Excuse me. Pro baseball, let me make this quick. Braves lost again, gave up 9 runs. Okay, they're 44-56. It looks bleak, people. It looks bleak. I mean, they went 2-3 out of their last 6 games. They won the first one against the Yankees. They blew the next 2. The Giants, they've lost. They won the first one. Now lost the last 2. They're on their way to, not Kansas City. They play Kansas City. Maybe, Texas Rangers. They're out on their way to Texas. They got an off day tomorrow, Texas, and then Kansas City. And I think they finish up with Cincinnati. So, yeah, season looks bleak for the Atlanta Braves. Okay, Savannah Bananas, what can I tell you? They played in St. Louis, Busch Stadium, home of the Cardinals. 88,000 people came to watch. Adam Wainwright from good old Brunswick Glen Academy got to play an inning for the Bananas. Bananas won both. Okay, this weekend they're at Citizens Bank Park, home of the Philadelphia Phillies. They're taking on the Texas Tailgaters. Okay, that's Saturday and Sunday, and I think they're going to be on the CW. In golf, Brian Harman, good showing at the British Open, or it's the Open. He won it in 2023, finished 10th. He had a great first 2 rounds. The third round, couldn't buy it. He opened up with double bogey, but he found up winning in the top 10. And then Tim O'Neill, Gene Sowers had off last week. They're playing at the ISPS Honda Senior Open in Sunningdale Golf Course in Berkshire, England. Okay, that's this weekend. All right, don't forget Soundgarden Friday night now, not Saturday. Friday night we have Absolute Queen, which is a Queen tribute band. Saturday we have On the Border, which is the ultimate. Saturday, August 2nd, we have the Ultimate Eagles tribute band at 7 o'clock. Don't forget, go across the parking lot. You can go to Thunderbolt Indoor Golf and Games if it's hot outside or it's raining. You want to work on your golf game. They have 2 base simulators. Inside is beautiful. Go check it out. Buy your food, buy your beverage, bring it across, and you'll have a lot of fun. All right, and that's my 3 steps in the door. Next up, we're going to be talking a little high school football with the man himself, 912 Suspence, former football player of mine, an Islands High School student, and he does a great job, Spencer Waldon. So stay tuned. We'll be back 3 minutes talking high school football. We're going to be talking scrimmages, what it means to the players, what it means to the coaches, what it means to the community. Back in 3 minutes. You're watching the Savannah Sports Report with the coach, Karl DeMasi, right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Be right back. 3 minutes, I promise. Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area, perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round, prompt service even when it's crowded, a fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends, and of course, delicious food, from famous chicken wings, hamburgers to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden. Now, more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game day. Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary Day School, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ at Calvary Day School. We would consider it a privilege to meet with you and your family personally. Call Alicia Bain, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299. Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room, if you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Savannah Sports Report with your host, the coach, Karl DeMasi, on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And I forgot to thank John Henderson and Dell Henderson for letting me do this since April of 2020. You know, I was off the radio in March, but I found the place, went to a couple of places, but I found home right there at Coach's Corner, right there on the Soundgarden stage. Like I said, I'm not there tonight. I'm at home in my man cave. So, but always got to love me some Coach's Corner. Hey, every Wednesday night, I go there. I have myself some wings. You know what? Or some hockey sticks, mozzarella sticks. Go check it out. Place is great. Okay, and the pizza, Madone. I mean, you know, you want to mange, you want to get some good pizza. Check it out at Coach's Corner. Okay, so football season started Monday. The rest of this sports starts on next Monday. Okay, so we start football. So next week we got volleyball, cross country, softball. Flag football doesn't start yet. Anything else I'm asking? Softball. I'm going too quick here. Softball, cross country, volleyball start next week. Okay, but anyway, they started playing. So what's coming up? We have about 9 days till we got a scrimmage. That's right. And being an old former head coach, okay, scrimmages. What did scrimmages mean to me? Scrimmages meant that it was going to help build team unity. We're going to find out who's going to be a starter, who's not going to be a starter. We're going to see who's going to step up. And that's what it meant to me. I think in all the years, 17 years as a head coach, I'm lucky if I won 2 or 3 scrimmages. But to the kids, it matters. To the schools, it matters. To the community, it matters. Well, why not, check out 912 Suspence on Instagram, and you can see the questions that this young man posts and the answers he gets, because, I mean, the community thinks that scrimmages are all world. It's like it's going to make or break these teams, and it just but once again, back with us tonight. He's going to be on here every night during the football season, every Wednesday night that I'm on. Okay, is one of, I feel, Coastal Georgia's most plugged-in football minds, high school minds, and of course is former Island Shark himself, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, Spencer Waldon. Whether it's Georgia high school battles or hidden games in the 912 or Skeezer or Giza, he's around. Okay. Of course, he's going to choose the best game that he wants to do. That's the way he does it. He's a one-man show, him and his brother. So, and of course, good old David Dougal, another former student and Island Shark when he shows up. Okay, but we know he's got a busy life going on, but he's got the insight that makes you smarter every time he's on. So joining me now on the Coach's Corner hot seat is the man himself, Spencer Waldon of 912 Suspence. Welcome back to the show again, Spencer. 2 weeks in a row, buddy. We're on a roll.
How you doing, Coach?
Hey, I'm having a lot of fun. You know me. It's Wednesday night. I'm talking local sports. I'm talking about the local kids, and it's a lot of fun. And you put out your all defensive team, your all offensive team. We had that on the Prep Sports Report. You have it on your Instagram page, and now just strolling through YouTube. Matt Stewart, who is the play-by-play person for football Friday nights in Georgia from Georgia Public Broadcasting, he started putting out his players, and we had 8 kids from the 3A to A private, and some of the kids matched your list, so we're getting recognized across the state. But other than that, how's your week going?
Pretty good, man. I'm ready for next week to get here. I'm ready for football to start.
All right, scrimmages, okay? And we didn't when I was coaching, we didn't do scrimmages because we were on a JV level. But then in the next 2 years, while you were there, they had scrimmages. What does scrimmages mean to Spencer Waldon? Does it mean as much as these people are posting on your Instagram page?
Not to me, not really. I look at scrimmages, one, like you were saying earlier, to build team chemistry. I like to look at to see like how the O-line gels together. I like to see how the quarterbacks handle pressure, even though they can't get hit. I like to see how they handle pressure. I like to see how players move in their pads, because people move quick and fast in 7-on-7, but once those pads go on, you slow down a little bit. So I just like to see how people move, how the team gels together. But overall, scrimmages don't mean much.
All right, I told you I was going to do this. I sent you my list, and I got to thank all the coaches for sending me their scrimmages. This is the first time in I don't know how long that I got every school scrimmaging somewhere, and it's going to kick off August 1st, a week from Friday. Savannah High and Islands are going to go at it. But, before we get into this, so which ones are you circling as the most competitive or telling matchups that the community, the 912 Coastal Empire, can read into, can find something out that might lead into a successful season for some of these teams? Which ones are big for you?
The 2 scrimmages that I'm mainly looking at are Richmond Hill versus Jenkins and New Hampstead versus Calvary. And the BC versus Camden is going to be a real good game. It's just that's out of town in Camden, so I haven't really been too locked in with that one, but that's going to be a really good one. But the Jenkins versus Richmond Hill, I think that's going to be a good equally matched scrimmage. I'm not too sure. I saw Richmond Hill in the spring game versus Effingham. Their offensive line looked okay. They weren't as good as they were last year. They lost a lot of talent in the trenches, but depending on how they do against Jenkins' defensive front, that will answer some questions. And then New Hampstead versus Calvary, I think that's going to be a really good game. Calvary has a lot of star power. New Hampstead has some good talent. They had a rough season last year, but depending on how the new quarterback comes in, that can be a good, surprising team.
So from your perspective, okay, question number 2, what can we really learn from these scrimmages? What can we take away from it? Because I know as a coach, I'm going to evaluate my players. I'm going to try and find out who's going to fill in what positions. But, I don't know how you get blown up with all these questions. So give the fans a true glimpse of what they might see coming through these scrimmages.
Really, it's kind of hard to tell because the past few years, coaches don't want to show too much in the scrimmages. So they give, the players a little bit to handle, but they don't want to throw out too much and give out too much on film for other teams, get an insight of what they're going to be doing throughout the regular season. But like I said earlier, just seeing how the teams gel, seeing how the players gel together, how they come together as a team, that's really the main important. And then, like you said, finding out who's going to be your true starters come week 1. But other than those 2 things, I don't really look too much into scrimmages. It's good because football's back. You get to get in pads, play a game against other people outside of your own teammates. But other than that, scrimmages are just to get that feel of hitting each other again.
So then question number 3 is, why does the community get so hyped for this, though? Yes, I'm like you, you're like me. We're fanatics. It's football. It's August 1st. We got kids playing football, hitting each other. And, that's what gets me excited. But the community, it's like they're putting money on these scrimmages.
Man, they treat it like whoever wins the scrimmage is going to the state championship. Calvary and New Hampstead scrimmaged each other last year. It was a really good scrimmage. I think New Hampstead was winning by the time both varsity teams got pulled out and then the JVs went in. But because of that, I can't tell you probably all the way up until like week 6, New Hampstead fans and players we beat Calvary in the scrimmage. We can hang with them. We can hang with and then we see how their season turned out. Now they play a tough schedule, so that did play a fact. But scrimmages don't mean much. I mean, you're playing in August, and then come mid-September, injuries play a fact. Players get better. Some players get worse. So coaches you might add a coach, you might lose a coach. So much happens after a scrimmage. So that's why I don't take too much into a scrimmage.
All right, to wrap this up, okay, as usual, the 912 area is loaded with talent. Like I told you, Matt Stewart from the Georgia Public Broadcasting placed his 3A to 1A preseason all-state players. Now, as far as you go, are there any specific plays you're going to highlight in the first 2 weeks or the first 2 scrimmages for these teams?
Not really any specific players, but so in the Jenkins Richmond Hill game, you got Alshon Izzard, top linebacker, or one of my top linebackers. You got Demetrius Holloway, top quarterback, Damo Johnson, top receiver, and then Richmond Hill, you got a new quarterback in Gunnar Mobley. So going to be interesting to see how he looks in his first season starting. They got some good athletes. DJ Porter, he's a wide receiver / I think he's a cornerback, but / DB. So Richmond Hill has some good players that they might be able to make a name for themselves. And the Calvary, like I said, Calvary New Hampstead, Calvary's loaded with talent. You got James Mobley coming on in a few minutes. They got Emerson Lewis, top DB, who they're loaded with talent. And then New Hampstead, same as Richmond Hill, they got a new quarterback stepping in his first year starting. They have a really good receiver in Ben Hockman, who had over 700 receiving yards last year. I think he had like 7 or 8 touchdowns, so he's really nice. So it's going to be interesting. I'm just interested to see how New Hampstead's defensive front handles Calvary, because that was their main struggle last year. Their defensive front struggled with the run. So I just want to see how they handle the run versus Calvary in the scrimmage game.
Well, you simply amaze me, Spencer, that you can remember all this stuff and all these kids. And you're like my next guest. You got a cranial vault of what's going on in this area. So I appreciate you. We got some quick comments, and then we got to get out of here because my next guest is waiting. But Jason Dillon, thank you. Thank both of you for what we do. We do it for the kids. I mean, Spencer will tell you, I mean, he's been growing up on this stuff, and he loves it, of course. Jason Cheatham telling us that it's about learning about your depth, okay? And then yes. Jason comes back, and Nick Cameron is good up there at Richmond Hill, so we'll find out about that too. So once again, people are joining us. I look forward to next week. I'll give you a call tomorrow. You working late?
No, I should be. Tomorrow's an easy day. Yeah, I got a regular day
because I got some information I want to pass on to you, so I'll give you a call tomorrow, and I think you're going to love it. So once again, appreciate it. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for knowing so much about these kids. And once again, go to 912 Suspence, SUSPENCE. Don't let your spell check it like it does changes on me. Go to YouTube, go to and subscribe to his channel. Of course, Instagram. They're blowing up Instagram. It's unbelievable. Great job. Love talking to you. And as always, go Sharks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach. Have a good one. Make sure y'all subscribe.
I got you. Thanks.
Have a
great kid. I mean, he was in high school, good kid. I never thought that he would be doing what he does like I do, so you got to love it. So 912 Suspence. Check it out. YouTube channel. And, of course, check it out on Instagram. But subscribe to his YouTube channel. Next up, I got to take a break. He knows the deal. I got to get myself straightened out here. I got to get my notes straightened out for him. But we're going to be talking to the man that I've coined, and I think everybody in the state of Georgia knows this. He's the voice of Georgia high school football. I don't care what anybody says. They can tell me somebody else, but this man knows his stuff. You saw Spencer Whit with the local. This guy can do it throughout the state. He'll go from the north to the south to the west to the east. You name it. Just don't call him late for dinner. Up next, the man himself from Georgia Public Broadcasting Sports. That's, of course, a good friend of mine, Jon Nelson. You're watching the Savannah Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. 3 minutes. Hang in there, people. Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area, perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round, prompt service even when it's crowded, a fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends, and of course, delicious food, from famous chicken wings, hamburgers, to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden. Now, more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game day. Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary Day School, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ at Calvary Day School. We would consider it a privilege to meet with you and your family personally. Call Alicia Bain, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299. Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And yo, what's up, sports fans? Welcome back to the Savannah Sports Report, hosted by the coach, Karl DeMasi. It used to be the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, but you know, I cover everything Savannah, so I had to remarket the name. Okay, you know, the old ball coach is still here. Okay, and you know, it's football season, and we do this every year. We do this before the season, at the end of the season. The man knows his stuff. I mean, he's fooling around with the other football, F-U-T-B-O-L, okay? But, you know, his heart, I think, is really in the American football game. Now, I'm only joking. The man knows his stuff, and he's multi-talented. He does a lot for the Georgia Public Broadcasting Sports Department. But I'm telling you right now, I mean, I voiced him, the voice of high school football, because a dear friend of ours, and he's carrying that torch tremendously. I love watching him when I get a chance to get home before the Friday football. What he'll tell me what it is. I'm messing it up already, but he's the voice of Football Fridays in Georgia. There you go, Football Fridays in Georgia. I got it on a GPB, Georgia Public Broadcasting Sports. Okay, he's traveled the state, told his stories, over 30 years of working in sports. I mean, Olympics, baseball, you name it, he's done it, and he's called games, and you know, he just does a great job. But joining me now, the man himself on the Coach's Corner hot seat, is Jon Nelson. What's up, Jon? How's it going?
You tell me, partner. What's going on? What have I missed?
I mean, you got me going crazy here. You know, I get excited when, you know, the man Italian speaks too quick when I got Jon Nelson on my show. But once again, how's it going? And I'm glad that you always can come on and give us your input on what's going on in high school football, and of course, here in the Coastal Empire along the good old Atlantic. You're not out there on the Alabama line or the Florida line or up there on the Tennessee line.
All of my children equally. You know this. Everybody says, who's your favorites? And I go, I love all of my children. It's like, well, pick a game. Literally, there'll be shows that'll say, well, pick this matchup. And I'm like, well, no, that's not going to happen. I can give you keys and things like that, but I'm not going to pick a favorite or a winner in these kinds of situations. I love all of my children equally, and so that's how it's always going to be.
Well, anyway, I appreciate it. I know I used to love when you hit the road and you went to the you went to the southern swing, the northern swing, the west swing, the east swing. But now we got the internets, and you know, everything's got to be digital. You know what I mean? So, but you know, I changed a little outline here, not the usual stuff we do every year, but I want to get your opinion. We're going to focus, of course, on the Coastal Empire area.
What?
When yeah.
What?
You're focusing down here on the Chatham County, the Kingdom County. Now I'm only joking. But anyway, how do you describe football in this area? That's what I want you to tell us. How do you describe football in the southeastern part of Georgia?
Well, all right. So if you are taking if your property line is if the square that you're drawing is the Atlantic Ocean, are you going I-16? Do I get any allowances north on I-16 on my way to Macon? So how far am I going on I-16? Am I going how far?
We'll go to Statesboro.
Okay, Statesboro. Then south, I guess, through the swamp. I guess that means something akin to what, Vidalia, maybe Hazelhurst, Pembroke, working my way down that way. I guess I go to the state line there and then come across to Camden. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I'd say that, and back up to up there in the Palace and the Pines in Springfield, Georgia.
Yeah. So if you're looking at the Atlantic Ocean state line, I-16 with some allowances, and then like Statesboro, Swainsboro, and everything. It's a lot of great football towns, period. You've got a lot of great history that's attached. All right, so if you work your way out I-16, you go to Statesboro. Everybody knows that it's better and better. You talk about Zach Stanford. For the life of me, I have always, and this is full disclosure, I am trying my darndest to make sure that Zach Stanford gets into the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame for what he was able to do at Metter. Then you work your way over to Statesboro and that history there being, back to the Womack, and then you work your way down and you go into the swamps and you look at great single A football in the old region of Doom, working your way through, and then you've got Vidalia and Toombs County. Caught up with Buddy Martin today, actually.
Buddy Martin
at Media Day, one of the media days that I've attended. I attended one yesterday. I attended one today, and I've got one in West Georgia a week from today. So. Caught up with Buddy Martin, had a great conversation with him. That's going to be up on the GPB Sports YouTube channel pretty much in short order. So set your notifications for that. It's a great deep dive that I got to catch up with Buddy on. You get to find all of these great towns, all of this great history that's attached, fantastic restaurants, because I blame John T. Edge for this, by the way. I don't know how many folks will have watched the show True South on the SEC Network. And it is a great way of storytelling about the history of the Southeast. And he'll pick a town or he'll pick an area and he'll let you know what's going on in this particular area, what athletics means to this area through the prism of the SEC. And then he'll focus on the food aspect of it as well. Having seen this show, and full disclosure, the boss is a friend of John T.'s wife. And so they were sorority sisters on the plains. And so knowing that relationship, I'm going into towns now and I'm finding out about the Buddy Burgers in Lyon for the Toombs County games at the Pit. I'm finding out about great barbecue across the state. All these kinds of things that were added to my dossier that I didn't really know existed. It's just like you go in, the history, the coaches, the players, all this stuff, but then there's so much to it. The history of the towns, the food element of it all, and what it means to the fabric of everything. I mean, I caught up with Mike Coe today, is also the head coach at Coffee. And Mike reminded me that basically the cookout that you have at Jardine Stadium in Douglas, the administration at the school are the ones that are behind the grill. They're the ones at the industrial strength of grill, and they have threatened Hannah and me on the tailgating when they would bring all of the industrial sized grills to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You're like, yeah, come on out and you can have the food. We'll prepare plates for you and on the crew and everything. So all of these different elements that are attached to that particular square that you're talking about, it's just great for the fabric here of the state of Georgia.
Okay, so now we're going to have a new book coming out. Jon Nelson's Trail of Food.
I mean, it might be a part of it. So if it's backroads, backfields, and buffets, is that what we're doing for the title?
Hey, great title. Backfields and buffet. Great title. Great title.
Back roads, backfields, and buffets. I mean, Dublin, they've got great restaurants too. Yeah, John T's kind of turned me into a keep your head on a swivel local foodie in addition to all these things. So I blame John T for this.
And Willie's Wagon down there in Brunswick. That's one of my favorite places.
I mean, and the thing is for me, when we would go to when we do Southern Swing and we stay in Brunswick, I legitimately, and I know that this is probably going to disappoint a lot of folks, but when we go to seafood restaurants, I don't order the seafood. I'm not really a seafood person. I'm more of a meat and potatoes, meat and chicken. I'm more of a beef or a meat individual. Right. So give me the chicken, give me the meat and the beef products, and I will let you have the double serving of all the seafood. So literally, when we're going to restaurants in and around Brunswick, when we stay down there, it's like, okay, you want to get seafood? Fine. Give me the good 16-ounce medium rare, and I'm good to go.
All right. Since we spent a lot of time on talking about the back roads, okay, so like you mentioned, you used to get your boots on the ground. You did your Southern Swing. You go into media days, which is nice to see that. But now you basically do everything on the internet. So what's the biggest difference now in how you prepare for a football season versus the old time when you get in your 300,000-mile Honda and the windows didn't work and you bring your bag of lunch with you or dinner? I know. So how do you prepare now for all this? Because it's definitely changed from old school now to this new school thing.
Well, I mean, I think the new school element has just added to it. I don't think that it is taken away from the other, and I'm not going to let it take away from the other because of, like I was saying, with these media days that I'm attending, and this is another great thing. I know that our friends down in Southeast Georgia, they have a media day that's, I think it might be this weekend or something like that, somewhere in this neighborhood. When you have these media days that are organized, it's a great thing for organizations like ours and any other news gathering organization to come in and hang out and become educated. I think media days are a great thing. We didn't necessarily have those. Media days, really, Southern Swing and Central Swing, they're great for me because I can go and I can see folks and I can catch up with folks and hit the ground running 45 minutes at a time. But media days, I think, have become really important to have those centralized kind of gatherings where everybody can see everybody. Oh, hey, you look like you lost 15 pounds. Oh, hey, you've grown a mustache. Those kinds of things. The new age, when it comes to virtual, I think what it does is it cuts down on travel time. And at the same time, what it may do is it might help you in bulk information more than anything else. So media days and the new way of doing things help you out in gathering the bulk content. I don't think that it should affect what content it is that you gather and from whom. It just lets you get maybe a little more in this kind of two-dimensional environment instead of a three-dimensional environment.
All right. I know you're not going to get down on but we have two here in Savannah. July 31st, the public schools will have their media day at AE Beach High School. Then on Saturday, August 1st, Optum Orthopedics will hold the other 13 schools.
I see this. Yeah.
So there'll be 2 media days down here in the Coastal Empire area for the Kingdom of Chatham, Effingham, Bryan, and Liberty. But I know it's a lot to ask for you to get down there, but you can watch it on the internet. So I know that. So
that's
all right. So I want to ask you quick, okay?
Sure.
With the football season about to kick off, what's your early thoughts about the region that I know you're not going to specifically take one person or one team. You got to spread the wealth, the love.
I do.
But, Richmond Hill in that Class 6A region or Benedictine in that black and blue region. And then you got in Region 3, you got 10 teams that are going at it. So give us a little insight about the areas around here.
I mean, one quad is just insane. It's ridiculous. And legitimately, you look at one quad, and any of the 4 teams that make the playoffs could make a run toward a championship. I don't think I'm speaking out of school by that. But you look at what Jason Strickland's doing at Ware. You look at what is going on with Shane Sams at Warner Robins, with what Kevin Smith has done at Perry, Kyle Hockman growing the program at New Hampstead, John Mooring dropping down to Jessup to see what's going on at Wayne County. And we know what Danny Britt does at Benedictine every year. And the thing is, because of the pedigree that has been built, he's only got 9 games because it's so hard. It's like, so you look at your email, Danny Britt, need a game, got a game. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened there? Colquitt, Buford, Burke Westminster with a new coach in Nelson Stewart. Then you go into region play. I mean, that to me is just absolutely insane when you look at that region and having it pieced together the way that it has been with geography. I mean, Richmond Hill, we talked to Matt Lazat a couple of different years, and with Matt and his administration, they're like, yeah, we want to challenge ourselves. We want to sit there and we want to figure out where we are. And so they're in 1-6A. And Matt has improved every single year that he has been in Region 1. He went from 3 wins to 5 wins to 7 last year. Didn't make the playoffs at 7-3 because of that region and it being as crazy as it is with Richmond Hill. Tipped with Jeff Littleton with another year under his belt. Camden with another year under Travis Rowland. Valdosta with all of the prospects and all of the great talent that they have in the top 200 in the state. Lowndes with Adam Carter on the build. Colquitt County, I know that they weren't happy with what happened to them last year, and Richmond Hill. So if you look specifically at Richmond Hill, the schedule benefits them a little bit this year because 3 of their last 4 are at home. Camden at home, Valdosta on the road, and then they get Lowndes traveling to Richmond Hill, and then they finish with Colquitt traveling to Richmond Hill. So that might be able to benefit Matt Lazat because you look at Glen Academy, Everglades, New Hampstead, Wayne County, and Buckholz. I mean, this is what you're having to do here and to challenge yourself, and Richmond Hill's challenging themselves by doing this kind of thing. So, I mean, for me, I love to look at it. You look at 1-5A with Glen Academy, and I know that you and I probably could go for like 9 hours looking at this stuff. But what you see with this particular coaching staff with Rocky, Wayne County, Richmond Hill, then you have 8 region games in 1-5A. Bradwell, Statesboro, Lakeside Evans, Brunswick Evans, South Effingham, and Greenbrier. And the thing is, he's got 3 of his last 5 at home. So he's got a bit of a downhill run at Glen Memorial with South Effingham, and then he has to travel to Greenbrier at the end of the year. So that region is crazy as well. So look, I mean, you could turn in a phone booth and come up with a fantastic game on a Friday night there, whether it's inside the city in the Kingdom of Chatham or whether it's down the coastline and figuring out what you want to do. And I would suggest if your favorite team's got a bye week, go sample somebody for the first time. You know what it means in your part of the world. Go see what it means in somebody else's.
I mean, just Calvary and Jenkins are going to be a matchup, and then you got Christian and Country Day, Savannah Christian in Toombs County. I mean, hey, I got to give a big shout out here quickly, and I know we got to get my next guest is waiting, but I got a big shout out to Coach Freeman out there, Bryan County, what he's done with that program too.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's been fun to see what he's been able to build. I'll give you another one, Mike Feaster out at Long County.
Mike Feaster,
in Ludowici, and it is my goal every single year to make sure that Hannah knows the county seat of Long County and how to spell it. And it is Ludowici, Ludowici, and it is the blue tide of Long County, and it's great to see what he's able to do and what he's been building, what Matt Burleson has been able to build at Telfair there in McRae as I work my way further back down I-16 toward Macon. But no, it's been fun to see all of these little pockets come together. Lance Helton and Jeff Davis, with what he's been able to do. Like I said, we mentioned Buddy Martin and Mike Coe catching up with them today. So that was fun. This time of the year is the fun part for us. It's the nerve-wracking part for the coaches because this is when they get serious.
All right, I'm going to make this fun this year. I don't want to talk about the 3 parts of a season because we do that every year. So I'm going to make this a little more fun, okay?
All right.
I mean, you have association with countless of coaches that you've spoken to over the years.
Okay.
I want you to give me one story from the Coastal Empire, from the 912 area, that has stuck out, that stands out the most in the career of the one cute sports guy.
Well, I'll give you one story that was very, very humbling, and it has to go back to Glen Academy with the run of hurricanes that we had that went and just basically took Brunswick and St. Simons by the scruff of the neck and basically did the old, was it the dog in the Tom and Jerry cartoon where the dog would grab Tom, Tom the cat, and he'd sit there and he'd kind of go like this. So Mother Nature did that like 3 out of 4 years down in Glen Academy in Brunswick and St. Simons, and Rocky and the staff were incredibly forthcoming and gave us an incredible amount of access with, I think it was Matthew. And it was Rocky was like, hey, I've got coaches who have water in their homes and they're trying to figure out what they can salvage, and they're stuck in subdivisions and we're clearing out trees. Do you guys want to come down and see what it's like for us trying to rebuild out of this? And it was one of the most humbling invitations that I could have ever gotten to tell a story, and to be able to have the access that we did, where coaches are basically walking us through their homes that are waterlogged and boards are up all over the place inside and they're having to rebuild their lives. It was an incredibly humbling experience. I'll give you that one. How about that?
That's a perfect one. That's how people have to overcome adversity just to play a football game, and there's more to it than just playing a football game.
Yep.
All right, last bit. Quickly, I got my young man waiting back there in the waiting room. James Mobley IV out of Calvary Day School. You've probably heard that name.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mob 4.0, I'm there. Yeah.
So, all right. So let's tell the people where they can go to get Georgia Public Broadcasting information, sports, and of course, you got to give a lot of credit to Hannah and the crew that are on the boat with you. So give them the information and how they can follow you.
GPB.org, the GPB Sports app right there. That is me personally on the 280 character app, Cute Sports Guy on the Insta, the IG, or the Gram, whatever the kids call it these days. John Freeman Nelson on the Facebook, because there are 2024 Jon Nelsons, and I added the middle name just to be different. GPB Sports app, available iOS and Android. We start our football schedule week 0 with streaming on Fridays. Our first game, Calhoun and Cartersville. That is after Labor Day. We go down the run from there. And Hannah, for those that follow her on social media, know this. For those that do not, Hannah is with her third daughter. She is expecting in October. So she's going to be kind of drifting in and out this year. She'll be with me on the podcast, the Football Fridays in Georgia podcast, available where you get your favorite podcatchers and at gpb.org. But it is going to be Nikki Noto-Palmer who is going to be hanging out with us during the playoffs and the championships this year, while Hannah is making sure that her girl family and her girl dad and her husband, John, get the addition and be safe and healthy as humanly possible.
Well, John, I really appreciate you doing this, and I know we went 7 minutes over the time. So, James, I know you're waiting back there. We're not going to go to a commercial break. I'm going to go right to you. But, John, always a pleasure. Great job carrying that torch, and you know what I mean. And you know what, brother? I love you for always doing this, and we'll talk probably 5 or 6 times before the end of the season.
You know it. Do the hot change. I'm out the door.
See you later. Jon Nelson is unbelievable. I mean, he knows. I mean, just like Spencer Waldon was on the first part, rattling off kids' names, this guy could tell you coaches and kids from different parts of the state. Unbelievable. I'm not going to go to a break, so James, I'm not going to get to social media, but I'll try and do it while we're talking. But you know, he's been waiting patiently. I told him 7:45. 8 minutes over here, so we're going to go right to him. This is probably my favorite part of the show. This is where I bring on the good kids, the kids that are doing something special, the kids that are getting recognized. And this young man, I mean, he made a name for himself last year because nobody knew what he was going to do. I mean, he was filling the shoes of a quarterback that was 4-star, went to Tennessee, Jake Merklinger out of Calvary Day School. And here we go. We got this young sophomore coming in named James Mobley IV, and nobody knew anything about him. And you know what? Just what he did. I mean, if I can find my stats now, I mean, he had a 77 pass completion rate, 2,500 yards, 36 touchdowns with only 3 picks. Pretty impressive. And I don't know, I'm going to give a shout out because I was a 2-sport player in high school too, football and baseball, okay? You know, and I was a player of the week in football, and I got honorable mention in baseball. This young man also has some bling now because he was part of that Calvary Day School state championship team, so it's pretty impressive. So joining me now on the Coach's Corner hot seat, this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete, pre-state chosen from Georgia Public Broadcasting's play-by-play guy, Matt Stewart, is none other than James Mobley IV. And I call him Mr. Smiley because this kid is always smiling.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, you know, and, you know, you're getting a little bigger now there, buddy.
Yes, sir.
You're growing up physically and mentally. It's pretty impressive. But once again, like I tell you all the time, thank you for coming on. I know, you know, you got other things to do, and I forgot I bothered you last night when you had media day, but I'm glad you could come on. But pretty excited. But first of all, congratulations on that state championship.
Thank you.
we got people checking in. Okay, we got, I guess, an auntie, my nephew James. She's checking in on you, and Coach Cheatham, yes sir, quarterback number one. And then I don't know who we got. Somebody, Gia Taylor, and then we got Space Allen. Okay, so everybody's checking. Your family's checking up on you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's get to it. Let's start with the big picture. Okay. You stepped into some really big shoes, starting quarterback at Calvary Day School for Jake. We know he's 4-star. What was it like taking over the reins at Calvary offense as a sophomore, following somebody like that who also started as a sophomore when he was there too, right?
He started his freshman year.
He came in the last couple of games. You're all right. You see, you know the history back over there too.
Yes, sir. It was good.
What was it like taking over that starting role?
It was good. I had Jake for my freshman year as a mentor. He was a great quarterback, 4-year starter, had a great career at Calvary. So, it was good having him to be able to lean on my freshman year, learn the playbook, he taught me a lot to be a quarterback, but also a better person. And it was good. My freshman year, I saw a good bit of playing time. When I came in, it was late, probably late fourth quarter. So, we were just milking the clock. But it was kind of like a mystery. I came in, threw 5 passes my freshman year, ran the ball a lot. So a lot of people were just guessing on, who is James Mobley, who was he going to be. And it was just me just making a name for myself and just being a humble level kid, also being a leader for our squad last year.
Well, I'm telling you, I know you're humble, and I know you're having a good time doing it, and you enjoy what you're doing. That was pretty special. Watch what you did last season, and like I said, 77% of your passes completed, 2,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, only 3 picks. What do you credit the most for that level of efficiency and success that you had last year at a young age? Tell us, was it the coaches? Coach Stroud retired. You had Coach Cameron as your quarterback coach. What do you credit that to?
Yeah, Coach Stroud and Coach Cameron, they did a great job developing me my freshman year and just putting me out there my sophomore year and just helping me develop as a player. And I also want to give the credit to my offensive line. You had 2 seniors in Moses Eccles and Sam Hensley, and you got juniors. A lot of these guys are actually back. You got Jay Varner, John Swindell, Carson Dean, Bryson Terry, and then junior in my class. We're juniors now, but Lawson Bentley. They did a great job last year of protecting me back there. I'm blessed to have them as my O-lineman. And I've also had 3 great receivers and seniors, Thomas Blackshear at Georgia, Duple Coleman at App State. Had Sam Anderson. Sadly, he went out to an injury mid-season with the ACL injury. And I had a lot of guys step up. I had Marlon Knight, sophomore. Yeah, Chummy. He actually came in as a freshman. He played a big role for our team going on later in the season. So, it's really not just me. My receiver corps, my offensive line, they did a lot of work for me.
Hey, I love it because you're talking to an old offensive lineman here. They don't get any credit, but you know it, and you can vouch for it. You don't have those guys up front, buddy. It's tough, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're not just a football standout. You also played a key role in the Cavaliers State Baseball Championship. You batted .304. You were steady out there in center field. Or whatever they needed you to do. So how do football and baseball complement each other for you as this dual sport athlete?
Well, that's a lot of common. I pitch, I play outfield, and football, I play quarterback. So, pitching, you have to be level-headed. You got to be mentally tough because everything's not going to go your way. You may throw a good pitch, and they may get a hit off of it. You just got to go to the next play. Just like as quarterback, you may throw a pretty ball, and receiver may drop it, but it's next play. You never really know what's going to happen. And in outfield, it's a lot of footwork. As a quarterback, opening my hips, turning my hips, breaking on the ball in the outfield, it's a lot of common. And just on the base paths, I'm at first, and I'm still in second. It's basically like I'm at quarterback, I'm going through my read progressions, nothing's there, I see a lane, just taking off, getting yardage, and hitting my head on the goalpost for a touchdown.
Hey, buddy, you've grown a lot. You've learned a lot physically and mentally right there with all those turning the hips and, having quick feet. I mean, I'm impressed. Someday you might be a coach too. You know that.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So Calvary, strong tradition, strong coaching staff. What kind of influence has Coach Cameron and recently retired Coach Stroud had on your development on and off the field? Not just on the field, off the field too.
Yeah, I met Coach Stroud. They've had a great impact on my life. I met Coach Stroud my 5th grade year summer. I went to a Calvary football camp. Just seeing him for the first time, and just walking on campus, meeting all the players and coaches. It was really a great environment that I loved. And Coach Cameron, my quarterback coach, they played well. My quarterback coach, Coach Cameron coached him, so I've known about him for a long time. And just having him for 2 years, it was great, not on the field, but also they helped me be a better person on the field, life, and also they helped me with my spiritual life.
Nice. And academics too, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So playing quarterback at a high level and the expectations of Calvary Day School and their football program takes a lot of preparation. So walk the fans through a typical game week. How to get your mind and body ready to perform on Friday nights?
That Friday after we play that game, that Friday night, I'll go through the film of that game that we just played, see what I did good, what I did bad, what I can critique myself on, and also as a team, how we play as a team, what we can work on. And that Saturday night, whoever we're playing next, I'm already watching film. Got to see, what type of coverage they like to play in, who are their best players, what players we can take advantage of, and what are their tendencies and where we can exploit their defenses.
Nice. So it takes a lot of preparation. If you're just tuning in, I'm a little behind. You're watching the Savannah Sports Report with the coach, Karl DeMasi, and my Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete from Calvary Day School, James Mobley IV. And I'm telling you right now, this is blowing up right here. Okay, so Gia Taylor remembers me from Groves High School. That's a long time ago. That's 25 years ago. Okay, and of course, I got a good friend watching in New York. He was my receivers coach, giving love to the old line. Love it, okay? And, of course, Dad's watching you, buddy. Keep grinding. Dartman 14, Leaders Lead, Team Cavs. And Demetrius Holloway checking in, his father checking in. Also my guy, Jay Mobley. And Gia Taylor, she's giving you a lot of ups here, buddy. People are checking us out, okay? All right, second round of questions, okay? You've been named Region Co-Offensive Player of the Year as a sophomore. You made the All-Greater Savannah Morning New First Team. You got chosen as Matt Stewart, Georgia Public Broadcasting preseason quarterback for the 3A to 1A private sector. So with your teammates, teachers, and coaches around you daily, whoops, that's the wrong spot, okay? With all the accolades, what goals have you set for yourself this year and the team for the upcoming season?
I'm going to start off with team. The big team goals, obviously, being in Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 16th, playing in a state championship game. But it's more that comes to that. There's steps to getting there. As a team standpoint, I want to be better, get better 1% every single day. Everybody give 110%. But not only on the field, also in the classroom. Just starting the school year off, I want everybody to have A's and B's. I don't want college coaches just to come here and just look at, our athletes and be, oh, he's 6'2", he's a great athlete, he had a great season. I also want them to look at our transcripts. They see all those high A's, high B's, and just good grade point averages. And as myself, I just want to get better every single game because, as a quarterback, the team goes as I go. So just become better and just be a better teammate, bond with my team, and also just keep that high grade point average. I have a 4.0, stay in the National Honor Society, Emerging Scholar, and just keep going.
That's gonna take you far. And Calvary, I mean, I lived it. My son went there. It's a special place. It's a tight-knit community. How is going to school there with your teammates, your teachers, and coaches around you daily help shape you as a student athlete?
It's great having my teammates there with me. I get to see them, bond with them. If they need any help or anything in the classroom, just help them out. Because I want everybody, at the end of the day, I want everybody to be successful in the classroom. And also just have, I had Coach Cam as my public speaking teacher this year. So he's helped me, gain that confidence, talk in front of good crowds. And the teachers there, they're great. during baseball season, we made the deep run, won state championship. One played Final Four against Prince Avenue. I missed 2 days of school. Just my teachers. I went to tutorial, got all my work from them. They helped me plan out for the week and just get all my work done.
Nice. Okay. And I mean, you've had to grow into this role, stepping in the shoes and becoming a leader. But most of all, you got a good family background. I mean, your father's a big supporter. I bet the rest of your family's gives you a lot of support. How has your family and support system helped guide you through this journey, both in football and life so far up until this point of your career?
Yeah, my dad played a huge role in my sports career and in my life. I started playing quarterback when I was 6. He used to have me out there catching punts at 6 after practice. We used to stay after, do some drills. We made a lot of videos. Everything that you've seen, the hard work that I've been doing over the years of my life. And also my family, they've always supported me in every sport and academics and all my life decisions. So it's just great having them as a support system in my life.
All right, we got more people jumping on here, buddy. We got Grandma's boy. Grandma's watching, yay? Then we got
Yes,
Darnisha Mumford. So proud of you. Congratulations. And we have Alita Mumford. Let's go. Or let's go. Okay, so people jumping on here and wishing you the best. Okay, so this is a fun question. We know athletes often have game day routines. So the first one I'm going to ask is there any special pregame meal you want or something you eat Thursday? Because, pregame meals, usually the coach gives you the boring chicken and all that other stuff. They don't want you eating too heavy. But is there pregame food on Thursday night before Friday's pregame meal?
I'm not really picky on the food before games, but my pregame routine, as a quarterback, I like to just chill. I don't really listen to the hype music that they listen to in the locker room and stuff. I put my AirPods in. I listen to
Okay, so what's the famous go-to music?
I listen to a lot of Frank Ocean. So very calm, calm my nerves before a game. Because as a quarterback, you got to be level-headed, humble, and just be the person that the team can lead on. And,
nice. And how about
I always have to.
Go ahead. You always have
before
to.
Games, I always have to get some Skittles. Like before school's over on that Friday, I get some Skittles or something sweet before the game that I can snack on. Just to
Nice,
get me going.
nice. Okay, last one. Okay, every athlete, most athletes have a piece of clothing, cloth, or equipment that they have to wear. Anything special that you wear?
I probably say I always wear my wristbands. It's just something about them that I've worn them my whole life pretty much. So I gotta have my wristbands.
So, yeah, we got Gia Taylor again says you better eat some good food there, boy. So you better eat some food, boy. So, all right. So last question. Looking ahead, what's your vision for future in football? What's your vision that you see yourself in the future? Are there certain schools or programs you got your eye on, or are people starting to talk to you about it? Or you just taking one play, one game at a time here right now until you get to that recruiting sequence?
I'm really taking it one play at a time, but my dream school is the University of South Carolina. We went to the campus last month on the 7-on-7. We did really good. I love the campus. I want to major in sports medicine. They have a really good sports medicine program there. And also, just becoming better every single day. I try to help me with my recruitment. And really, I'm open to any college that gives me the opportunity to play football or baseball. But also, I want to go to college for free. My parents shouldn't have to pay anything when I have a 4.0 GPA with the grades. And tag on the academic scholarship with that and athletic.
Well, you got a nice compliment right here. You can tell me, Takia Mobley, is that mom?
Yes, sir. That's my mom.
You got a heart there, buddy. And then Coach Jason Tatum, official leader of our team, both on and off the field. Nice. All right. Well, We got a lot of these rolling in here. I don't want to cut anybody off. And Jameer Mumford says right, and of course Giatella, period. Okay, so you got a lot of people following you, but James, or as I call you, Smiley, because you're always smiling. That's a great trait to have. Thanks for taking the time to join us. I mean, you've made Calvary proud with your performances, and you still got 2 years to go. And of course, your leadership, your work ethic, your accountability, of course, your academics. It clears that someone's going to pick up you, buddy. And you got a bright future, and I can't wait to see where you wind up, because I'll be right there watching you sign that paper. So keep leading, keep grinding, and keep smiling, and best of luck. And as I used to say a long time ago, go Cavaliers.
Yes, sir. Have a great one.
Thanks, James. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
I mean, just an upstanding young man, and he's matured so much mentally and physically. I mean, when I interviewed him way back to start, when he was taking that position over from Jake Merklinger, you could tell he's a young kid. He just finished his freshman year in high school, but you could tell this year, going into his junior year, he's mentally matured. He knows where he wants to go. 4.0 GPA. That's pretty special for a young man. And especially to be a leader on the football team and a big part of the baseball team too. I bet you he's a leader over there too. But remember, James Mobley IV, is going to make a lot of waves. Already the co-offensive player region last year. What is he going to do this year? He's already started out with a preseason All-State nominee. So just impressed by that young man. And you can bet Calvary's going to make a big run this year. Calvary's got a lot coming back. So I wish them the best of luck. I can't wait to watch them play in person. Too bad they're not going to play Savannah Christian anymore, because that was always one of my favorite games, Calvary against Savannah Christian. So could happen in the playoffs. You never know. All right. So a minute and 12, and my man Lawrence Bennett hasn't checked in. That's really mind-blowing, okay, because he's the producer. He always checks in on me. An hour and 12 minutes is pretty special to him. So, but as I end my show, I always go to Karl's Corner. Okay, that's where I give you an editorial about something I feel that's going on in sports that I feel I need to talk about. You know what? Let's talk about Friday Night Lights. Why high school football matters to schools and communities so much in this area in the United States. High school football is more than just a game, if you ask me. Okay, I know I was a coach for 30 years, but in towns and cities across the country, especially in places like Savannah and throughout the state of Georgia, down south, okay, you go anywhere. I mean, it's big time. The places closed down. The communities closed down. It brings pride. There's a lot of tradition and connections with the community. The stadiums become the heartbeat of the community, where generations gather to cheer, remember, and dream of that ultimate goal, a state championship. This football team, believe it or not, my personal opinion, and I've heard from a lot of principals, the football team sets the tone for the school year. It really does. I mean, it sets the tone for the school year. For schools, football plays a central role in building school spirit and unity. It brings together students from all corners of the campus, the athletes, the cheerleaders, the band members, the student sections, the musicians, the actors, the writers, the artists. I mean, it brings everybody together. And don't forget, it also brings in volunteers that love being a part of it. I mean, that's how it all started for me. I graduated high school, went to college for a year. Wasn't for me right back then. I had a situation at home I had to take care of, and was taking care of two younger brothers and had to go to work. But you know what? I volunteered. I was the Saturday PA announcer at the stadiums. Okay, and that's a first down or first and 10 or second and 10. I mean, I didn't do play-by-play. I just told you where the ball was, where it's going, who ran the ball, and who made the tackle. Okay, so it started for me there. Then I got involved in youth football, which was connected to the high school. Okay, so the energy that it throws at us. I mean, then you throw the energy on game day, whether it's a Friday night or a Saturday. Okay, it's unbelievable, and it gives the students, the community, a sense of identity and something that they can belong to that goes behind academics. Let's go beyond academics and the arts. Homecoming parades, pep rallies, and of course, rivalries fuel a sense of pride that boasts student morale and engagement, even though some of our rivalries have gone wayside lately. But the impact doesn't stop at the edge of the field. It's not just what goes between the lines or between the fence or in the stadium. In many communities, high school football is the thread that weaves people together. Local businesses hang team posters, hang banners, support the teams. Our local supporters, they put the game day information in the windows of their stores. Alumni return to reconnect with old friends and share stories. Young kids line the fence hoping to be like their hometown heroes one day. And you can see that in a lot of the games around here in Southeast Georgia. I mean, churches, civic groups, booster clubs rally around the team, often raising money for facilities, uniforms, meals, transportation, and helping sometimes with scholarships. The economic ripple is real, okay? A packed stadium on a Friday night means full parking lots at restaurants, gas stations, stores. Small town pride often swells from football success with a big win, boosting not just the school, but the entire community. And believe me, there's some communities that the whole town just shuts down. And then there's the life lessons that football teaches our youth, our players, okay, even teaches kids in school, discipline, teamwork, resilience, okay, striving to be the best you can. Football teaches the players themselves to become student athletes, as James Mobley just told you in the last segment of Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. Football opens the doors to colleges, mentorships, future opportunities that may not have had otherwise. And now, with the NIL, it's even opened up monetarily too. High school football isn't just about X's and O's anymore. It's about identity, unity, and a legacy for the school and the communities that the school is involved in. It's about a school representing something bigger than itself under those Friday night lights. And I'll tell you right now, I've been to a lot of schools. The one thing I miss the most is, of course, the players, but the Friday night lights and the community coming around and supporting each other. When you do it for 30-something years, 32 years, it's, pretty special. 17 as a head coach. So you got to love it. High school football is more than just a game. All right, on that note, it's time to get out of here. I'll be back next Wednesday night, of course, with another show. I got a big announcement coming up during the week. Hope you stay tuned and listen to it. But it's always a lot of fun being here. And like I say, whether you listen to me for 5 minutes, whether you listen to me for a minute, whether you listen to me for 15 minutes, a segment, I really do appreciate it, because you know what? It's all about the kid, not about the coach, not about the coach Karl DeMasi. It's about the kids. It's about what's going on here in our area that deals with sports. And, it takes my mind off of what's going on in this crazy world for 2-3 hours every Tuesday or Wednesday that I put this show together. And then coming on here for an hour or 55 minutes and just talking about sports. Hopefully it does it for you also. And as I say, I am a broken record, vinyl as they call it now, okay? Please say a prayer for everything that's going on in this crazy world. Be nice to somebody. Help somebody out. Make their day special, because we know it's crazy out there. Just things going around and things happening. It's just a crazy world, okay? So whatever you're doing today or tomorrow, always hit it out of the park. And until I speak to you, or you hear from me, or you see from me, do the coach. Subscribe to my YouTube channel too. You can see more of me, okay? I hope that it's your best week ever. All right, on that note, I'm out of here. Peace. God bless. Thank you for watching the Savannah Sports Report with the coach, Karl DeMasi, on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. See ya.